Okay. Let's do it. Are you there? Show yourself, please. This can't go on. I've waited way too long to face you. This should have been settled a long time ago. Please, let's end this. I'm willing to do anything. Must be a way.
Oh, I can't do this.
Do what?
This. Just being here, I feel so vulnerable.
Where's George?
I don't know, but he better be dead or dying somewhere. I can't believe he's not here.
It's early. He'll make it, don't worry. In the meantime, relax. They're gonna love you.
I don't want them to love me. I want them to love my paintings.
Okay, Nick, you need to get over this whole tortured artist thing. I mean, look at me. You don't see me worried about what the critics write about my plays.
That's because you haven't had any produced yet, Margie.
Minor detail. The point is, I don't write for the critics. I write for myself.
So if the critics hated your plays, you'd just be content and keep writing them?
Yeah, of course I would.
That is such a lie, Margie. Two things you need more than anyone else I know are love and money.
Here she is, the star of the evening, Nikki Wickersham. Although after tonight she'll be known only as Nikki.
Oh, well, you're assuming that I'm gonna survive the night.
It's first show jitters. Nikki, you know Darren Peters, one of Boston's most important art critics?
How do you do?
Oh, sorry. This is my friend, Margie Mancuso.
It's a pleasure.
Pleasure's all mine. I understand the first axiom of an art show is never ask a critic what he thinks.
Well, I think that Celia has unearthed, shall I say, another marketable jewel.
Well, let's just hope the market goes bullish on jewels.
Well, we'll know early Monday when Darren's review hits the stands.
Oh, I don't think you'll have to wait that long. Would you ladies excuse me?
He hates me.
What are you talking about? He was eyeballing you like you were the only porterhouse at Tofu Picnic. Tell her, Celia.
Would you try to look as if you want to be here? Believe it or not, people don't want to buy paintings of an artist who can't look at her own work.
I love my work.
Well, tell them, not me.
What does that mean?
I think what she's saying is the only difference between an artist and a prostitute is what they're selling.
And I'm not selling?
Name your price.
Damn the critics.
You're late.
But the market dropped 200 points at closing. We were losing a fortune. Stephen didn't want me to leave, but I told him that I had more pressing business than, 500,000 investors.
Well, those are the instincts that make you a good investment broker.
Now you, go work the room. Huh? Grazie. Toast to the most beautiful woman in all of Boston and the man lucky enough to be a husband for 365 days.
361. Our anniversary is next week.
All right. I was saving this till next week, but seeing you work that room tonight, happy anniversary.
George.
I'll go on, open it.
Okay.
Go get it.
It's a brooch.
You don't like it?
No. I mean, honestly, it's like nothing I've ever seen
Oh,
before.
come on, Nikki. That's just a nice way of saying that you hate it.
No, George, I didn't expect for you to buy me a brooch.
I didn't. I'll buy it. It's a family heirloom. It's been passed down for almost 200 years. And judging by your reaction, that tradition is soon to be eradicated. Ouch.
No, I love it, and I think that it's very beautiful.
Oh, kid.
Thank you.
Now you're just lying out of guilt.
I love it, and I'm gonna prove it to you.
Well, how are you gonna do that?
Like this.
Oh.
Good morning.
Great morning. What got into you last night?
You and a bottle of champagne.
Well, I have to get you drunk more often.
Don't count on it. Once a year is good enough for me. Hey, didn't anyone ever tell you that it's rude to run out on a girl first thing in the morning after she worked as hard as I did last night?
I have to get to work early. Our big hitters took a bath, and Stephen is going to be all over me to get it back by the end of the day.
It puts too much pressure on you.
It's called responsibility, and I like it.
Don't mess with my head, Celia. Was it good or bad?
It was good and bad.
They didn't like it.
Oh, relax, Nikki. It was a good first show. You impressed all the right people, but there were just some concerns about your staying power.
So are you saying that the critics didn't...
No, certainly not. Oh, no, Dylan, that's too high. Bring it down so we can light the corners. Anyway, I think it's fair to say that the critics were bemused.
Bemused?
Yeah, well, they don't know what to make of you. They can see your talent, but they question your commitment. It's all about ego and reputation. Everyone wants to find the next big thing, but no one wants to risk their reputation finding it. And you didn't help matters with your introverted behavior last night.
I'm just really uncomfortable talking about my art.
I don't want you to talk about your art with the critics. Talk about sex, drugs, rock and roll. Show them your passion, and they will talk about your art. Remember something. Critics survive by destroying more careers than they create. Go away and paint something that grabs you by the throat or the crotch. I don't care. Your next show is much more important than your last one. It always is.
My next show?
Of course. I'm going to make you famous no matter how much you fight it. Now go.
doing home so early? What happened?
My father died. They don't know what happened. Some kind of accident on the island. I know I wasn't very close with them lately, but I didn't expect to.
Oh, baby. This is so beautiful up here. I mean, it's breathtaking. It's inspiring.
It's all right.
George, I understand how you feel about the house, but you can't hold the whole state of Maine responsible.
Well, maybe not the whole state.
I should paint up here.
Okay, now don't get any ideas. We're up here to bury my father, put the house up for sale, and then get back to Boston by next Monday.
Oh, look at this place. And you grew up here.
I went to school out here. I grew up out there.
So that's it then? That's your father's island?
That's it. Wickersham Island. 40 acres of nothing with a house in the middle of it.
So how do we get out there?
It's no different than the big city. We take a taxi.
I didn't know you can handle a boat like that.
Yeah, well, it's all part of the mystery that is Wickersham Island.
It's kind of sexy.
Yeah?
What's wrong?
It just creeps me out.
What does?
The house. You know, the people in Shoal Harbor that actually believe it's haunted.
Oh my gosh. Look at this place. George, it's fantastic. When was it built?
I think it was 1840 by my great-great-great-great-grandfather, Jebediah Wickersham.
I'm sorry. You're the descendant of a Jebediah and you never told me? In most metropolitan cities, that could be cause for annulment.
Yeah, well, I was kind of really hoping that we could name our firstborn son, Jebediah. No? Because I'm totally kidding.
Seriously, even as a joke, that is disturbing.
I just trying to
I
lighten it up. Do you hear that?
Sounds like footsteps.
Why would they?
Sorry. Didn't mean to frighten you.
Who are you?
Peter Hughes, caretaker. You George?
Yes, I am.
Your dad hired me a while ago to keep an eye on the place. I live in the servants' quarters out back.
He didn't tell me anything about you.
Well, he didn't tell me anything about you either. I was the one who found him, you know. Over there, by the window.
How is that possible?
It's easier than you think. He was getting on in years. He gets on that stool to fix something, a broken curtain hook. He reaches up, maybe a little too far. He loses his balance. He gets tangled in the cord. It could all happen in a matter of seconds.
There aren't any broken hooks up there.
I'm not saying I know exactly how it happened.
Oh,
The point is, George, your father died in a tragic accident.
Well, what if it wasn't an accident?
Are you saying he was murdered?
Well, it makes more sense, doesn't it?
Who would want to kill your father, George?
what about that caretaker?
Peter. He's a good kid, and your father thought the world of him. He was always in trouble, no parents. The kid was on a fast train to nowhere until George straightened him out. He was devoted to your father.
What if it was someone that followed him out here, but that he didn't know? Someone that was coming out here to rob him? Or...
That's right. Maybe they could still be on the island. Have you searched it?
I'm sure down there in Boston, you got all kinds of motives you could find for any accident you stumble across. But up here, when we hear the sound of hooves, we don't exactly go looking for zebras.
Yeah, well, apparently you don't look for answers either.
George, you're upset. You've been away a long time. We went over every square inch of this island, and of course, this house. There was no evidence whatsoever of foul play. It is what it appears to be, George. A tragic accident. I personally prefer that scenario to the alternative one, which is suicide. Thanks for the coffee, ma'am.
Hey. Is this the servants' quarters where Peter stays?
Stayed. I'm telling him he's out of here when he gets back from town.
Okay. So you were raised with servants, huh?
No. The old Wickershams had servants before the market crashed in 1929.
Were they really rich?
Filthy. This place was actually built to be their summer house. After the crash, they lost everything but this place, so the family moved out here permanently. Shortly after that, my great-grandfather, the first George Wickersham, he died out here. So have all the Wickersham men.
Grandpa Jebediah? The Grand Patriarch?
Yep, that's him. Good old Jeb Wickersham who made the family fortune. Kinda like the Kennedys. He was like Joe, their father, except he didn't make all his money running moonshine for the mob.
How did old Jeb make his fortune?
He was a sailor turned merchant, who, as I understand it, became one of the first great shipping magnates.
George. Do you think this house is really haunted?
All I know is that my grandfather thought so. For the generator just crapped out.
George! I have a really bad feeling about this. Can we just do it in the morning?
Not if we want power. I think I found the problem. There's a loose wire on the spark plug. Will you pass me the pliers?
I don't see pliers!
They're up by near the screwdriver tray there, right
It's so
there.
dark, I can't see anything.
Look. Honey, they're right here. Look, those are pliers. You guys all right? That thing could have killed you. You did this! You pulled that wire to get us out of here! What the hell are you talking about? I want you off this island by the time the storm passes! Get out of here!
Calm down.
Are you okay, baby? You saw him, Nikki. That spark plug just wouldn't fall off. Somebody loosened it, and it wasn't you or me.
But how would he know when it was going to fall?
Because he's the one who loosened it. I think he killed my dad, made it look like an accident, and then tried to do the same thing to you and me last night.
What would his motive be for trying to kill your father?
The bigger question is, what's his alibi? He told Sheriff Lindy he was running an errand for Dad. What errand? Dad lived in Shoal Harbor, Peter lived out on the island. It doesn't add up.
There's something more than just an accident going on here, George. I can feel that. But how can we be sure that it wasn't a suicide? I mean, we don't know your dad's state of mind.
Listen, I know what a suicide looks and feels like. I was in that house when my grandfather killed himself. My dad told me that it was an accident, that my grandfather was cleaning his gun when it discharged, but what my dad didn't know is that my grandfather was seeing things and secretly telling me.
What things?
The spirit of a woman.
Well, then that's how the rumor got started.
The rumor's been around as long as the house. In fact, my mother thought that my grandfather started believing the haunting stories because, you know, he lost his mind.
Did you think he was crazy?
He wasn't crazy. Anything that happened out there after that just added to the legend. And that's what this Peter is up to. He knows that if my dad's death looks like an accident, people will just blame it on the curse.
Oh, my lands, is that Georgie for? As I live and breathe, I didn't think I'd ever see you again.
Yeah, well, death happens.
It certainly does. And I'm sorry for your loss. I truly am.
I'm Nikki. I'm George's wife.
Sorry, it's,
Virginia Roberts, you're every bit as pretty as 3 said you were. You know he carried your wedding picture everywhere.
Who's 3?
Georgie Four's father. I named him 3 because he's the 3rd George Wickersham.
Well, that makes sense. Hey, why don't you join us?
Oh, no, no, no. I have to get back to the shop. I don't have time.
And what is it that you do?
Oh, studio portraits, restorations, little bit of everything.
You're a painter.
No, no, photographs. I also run photographic workshops.
Excuse me, I have to go use the restroom.
I don't blame you for selling that place. Not one bit, Georgie Four.
Please. So, Virginia, have you ever been out to the island?
Oh, my lands, many times over the years. I've taken all their family portraits.
Wow. And what do you think of the house?
It's beautiful. I just hope whoever buys it has told the truth.
The truth?
George hasn't told you? It's haunted.
Oh, yeah, so I've heard. But, come on, Virginia, I mean, you don't really believe that, do you?
What I believe is irrelevant.
I can't wait for you to see it, Margie. It's so beautiful here. I'm inspired to draw like I've never felt before.
I am so excited. I can use all the inspiration I can get. Are there any good wine stores up there?
No. Pack wisely, leave your poems at home, come ready to write. Hey, any, handsome neighbors looking for desperate housewives? It's an island, Margie. We'll be the only ones on it.
She doesn't have too many bags.
I know, she will though. Love you! Margie! Nick! Hey! Listen, I'll catch up with you later.
Yeah, you bet.
Oh my god, I can't believe you own an island.
I know, it's amazing, right?
It's so cool. I mean, only billionaires and movie stars have islands.
Hey, what was he saying to you?
Oh, is he hot or what? I don't know, he was talking about some unfinished business on the island or something. Hope it's me.
Margie.
Hey.
How's it going?
Good. Mwah!
Is this everything?
That's everything.
Traveling late, I'm
I am.
surprised.
What are you doing here?
I live here, Mrs. Wickersham, remember? I used to live out there.
The night George's father died, you left.
I'm sorry, is that any of your business?
You don't have an alibi, do you?
You don't have to have an alibi unless you're accused of something.
Nikki!
Be careful on that island. Wickershams aren't always welcome.
I don't believe in that curse story. I know someone killed George's father, and I'm gonna find out who did it.
Let me know if you do.
How you holding up?
I'm okay. I know I wasn't very close with my dad when we were together, but I really did love him.
I never doubted that.
It's just after my grandfather died, we just stopped talking. It was like he shut the door on me. I always felt like he had a sense of relief when I left for college. I'm sorry you didn't get a chance to meet him. He would have loved you.
Your mom's there too?
Yeah. Half of Shoal Harbor came out when we buried her. That was the saddest day of my life. Grandparents, aunts, uncles, they're all buried here. This graveyard is why I left. Made me feel like I would die here too.
You're not gonna die here, George.
How can you be so sure?
Because I'm an artist, and artists feel things that non-artists can't. You're gonna grow old and watch Georgie 5 have Georgie 6.
I think we have to leave now, Georgie 4.
Why don't you go with them down to the dock, and I'll just meet you inside?
God, I love you.
I love you. What is this legacy of secrets that has my husband so troubled, Jebediah?
Nothing like a good old family funeral to bring out the best and worst in people.
Why are you here?
To pay my respects. And show you and your husband you're not as smart as you think you are. I'm going to trust you keep this to yourself. I didn't know he was coming here alone that night.
Money order receipt?
$83,000. That's all he had except for this house and island.
Who's Pamela?
The other woman.
I don't understand.
The old man had a girlfriend who lives up the coast. Nobody knew, not even me, until that night. He asked me to give her that money order with a letter. He said it was urgent. When I got back, he was already dead.
So what was the big secret?
He'd been seeing her for 22 years. He made me swear not to tell anybody. I would have died for that man. He was like a father to me. And I feel like I'm betraying him now. But I can't let his only son think that I killed him.
We owe you an apology, Peter.
I would have thought the same thing. Oh, I'd like to stop out tomorrow and pick up my tools if that'd be okay with your husband.
No, of course, yeah. I'll talk to him. I'm sure it'll be fine. I know it's a shock, George, but it makes sense.
Of course it makes sense. It's my family all over. Secrets and lies. God, I hate this place. I can't wait to sell this house and put this all behind us.
You know what's sad? Is George wanting to sell this place. You can't let him.
It's not my call.
What are you talking about? You're his wife.
Can you believe this place has been in his family since before the Civil War?
I'll tell you what to do. Divorce him. No, hear me out. You divorce, you get a great lawyer, you divorce him, take the house on the island in a community property settlement. He doesn't want it anyway, then just remarry him and do what you want with it.
If you weren't certifiable, I would consider it. I have been thinking, though. You know what I would really love to do with this place?
What?
I'd love to turn it into a retreat. You know, for artists, like painters and writers and poets. Maybe work out something with Renfield College where the students could come and do a course for credit.
Yeah. Oh, do it. You should absolutely do it. But George wouldn't have to be here, would he? Okay, look. Maybe if you just tell him what you wanted, he would reconsider.
I don't know, he's pretty adamant.
Oh, come on, he is your husband. Give him one of those romantic evenings guys just dream about, and he'll be animate that you do it.
It doesn't work that way once you're married, Margie.
Oh, come on, it works that way before, during, and after you're married.
I need 2 good-sized heads, about yay big.
Okay.
Maybe this big.
Would you rather go yourself?
No, I need to stay here. Work.
Then go to work. I got your list, Nikki. I'm pretty sure I can handle a supply run on my own.
Okay.
Well, looky here. Peter told me there was another Rickerson back on the island.
Hello, Mr. Strinkle.
Sorry about your dad. One of a kind, that one.
Thank you. Mr. Trinkle, this is my wife, Nikki.
Cal Trinkle. Gold Harbor postmaster and rural route carrier.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Trinkle.
Asked Cal for a ride out to get my tools. Couldn't haul them in the kayak. I hope you don't mind.
It's fine.
Used to come out here every Wednesday, remember, George? Rain or shine, wind, sleet, hail, snow, you know the poem. You know, your mom never failed to offer me a bit of lunch.
That's your cue.
Oh! Would you care for something to eat while Peter collects his things?
Well, that's kind of you, Mrs. Wickersham. I don't mind if you do.
He doesn't mind if you do.
Okay.
Go, enjoy your meal.
35 years, every Wednesday, without missing a one.
Nikki told me about Dad's situation. Thank you for your discretion.
I loved your dad. I mean, I know I wasn't his son, but he was the closest thing to a father that I ever had.
That wouldn't make us, brothers, would it? God, I hope not. Come on, start over. Good to meet you.
Peter? Hello? Peter? Hey. Is everything all right?
Yeah. We had a little talk. Your husband, he's a nice guy.
Well, I think so.
It's too bad we had to meet under these circumstances. I think his dad would have liked us all having beers or something.
Sorry. What is that?
I don't know. I didn't even know it was here. Kinda creepy. Look at this.
First time in here? Yes, it is my first time in here. I kind of had this idea to turn this place into like a bunkhouse or something.
A bunkhouse? You and George planning on turning this place into a ranch?
No, like more of a retreat for artists.
Hey,
you are. What are you guys doing in here?
I was telling him about my plans to renovate.
Renovate, huh? You know, I'm pretty good at doing that.
We can put in a new door, a kitchen area here, and a living room there.
Sounds perfect.
I don't know. It sounds like a pretty expensive renovation, Nikki.
Not really. It's mostly just paint and plaster.
Yeah, but what about your labor?
We'll just call it a wash for 5 years of free rent.
Are you serious?
Yeah, why not? I've always wanted to start my own company. Shoal Harbor Renovations. I mean, this could be the job to launch it.
Well, it sounds great. Just have to get George on board first.
How are you gonna do that?
One step at a time. Hey.
Hey.
So, I'm gonna ask you something,
Okay.
and I realize that it is insensitive and maybe, out of line, but I gotta ask. How would you feel about me staying here for a little while?
Oh, Nick.
Okay, wait. I could make myself available to the realtor, maybe spruce place up a little bit. You go back to Boston, work, and I can stay up here and explore.
Explore what?
Well, Celia said that my new work needed to be more passionate. This place inspires the passion. I want to paint up here. Just for a little while, just to see how it goes.
Okay.
Really?
It's not like you asked me to not sell the place. Besides, who am I to question the muse of an artist, huh? I'll leave early on Friday and be back up here by night.
You're the best, George.
Mm-hmm. You're just good at working me. And you gotta remember that island living isn't what you're used to. You can't just run out to the corner store whenever you need something.
I will keep things well stocked.
Please, please be very careful. You know, there's no 911 out here.
I'm gonna be fine, George. Besides, Margie's gonna be out here working on her new play.
Well, that sounds like a plan.
George. Why did your father believe that he was gonna die out here?
I don't know. He probably thought it was all part of the Wickersham curse.
What is that? Curse. Why do you keep saying that?
Well, isn't that what it is? Something that haunts you?
So if the curse killed your grandfather, it was gonna come after your dad? Well, that's why he didn't come to our wedding.
Oh, okay.
Because he was afraid that this curse would follow him to Boston. That's why he always had an excuse. To avoid us.
Are you listening to yourself right now?
Well, what else would it be? I mean, it makes perfect sense. God, that's why he never invited us to come visit him.
Yeah, that and his secret life.
No. He was protecting you. Because he loved you.
Can we just talk about this tomorrow?
Alrighty. Medication time.
Thank you, Nurse Cratchit.
Hey.
Whoa, you better slow down there, sailor.
Oh, come on. Let a guy enjoy his last 2 days of liberty, will you? I'm back in Boston day after tomorrow. Oh, that's different than your usual stuff. I like it.
Yeah? I've been doing some pretty good drawings, but I'd really love to get my paint from here.
Well, I'll just bring them back with me next Friday. How about you, Maji? Can I bring you back some tools of your trade?
Dozen pens, bottle of Dom, and a desperate actor looking for work.
I'm glad I asked.
That's reasonable. Totally reasonable.
You know, I'm not so sure about leaving you here with Margie. She could be a bad influence on you.
Why? Think I might start writing?
You see, you know, I think this island is bringing out another part of your personality.
Really? Good or bad?
Oh, I gotta say good. Or, maybe bad. Yeah, definitely, good bad. Oh, you're so beautiful. I got a deal for you.
I'm always looking for a good deal.
You tell me what you want, and I'll do it.
Okay. Well, what I really want, more than anything right now, is to keep the house.
What? Keep the house.
I want to use it as an art house. For me, maybe other painters and writers, just for a year.
Okay, I don't think that's a good idea.
No men. Only women. Maybe some young hot co-eds from Rhode Island College.
Okay, where would they stay?
The servants' quarters. The house would be for you and me. We'll open up all these windows, and this room will become a common room where they can show their work.
Okay, what's all this gonna cost?
Peter's gonna do it for free.
Well, that's a good price. What's the catch?
Therapy or guilt. Take your pick.
Right.
I was thinking we'd put like a dozen bedrooms upstairs. But this is what I really wanted to show you. It's really creepy, right?
Yeah.
You know what it was used for?
No idea. Looks like some kind of cell.
I got a year to make a go of it. I think it was the tax write-offs that convinced him.
Oh, excuse me. I think it was something else that convinced him. Silly.
Be safe.
Sounds wonderful. How many grad students do you imagine staying at one time?
Well, I'd start with 4 girls. I'd have 2 courses, 1 painting, 1 drawing, and if everything goes well, I could handle 8 during the second session.
And this is the complete proposal, as well as your course objectives and syllabus?
Yes, but I would be open to any suggestions or ideas that you have.
Well, I'd love to help you make this happen, Nikki. I'll talk to the dean first thing in the morning.
Oh, yes! Thank you so much, Joe. Oh, wow, that's great. Bye.
Bye. So you managed to convince Georgie Four not to sell. That house has been cursed since the day it was built, Nikki.
And what do you know about the curse?
No more than anyone else. Over the years, the Wickersham males have had a high incidence of unfortunate accidents on that island. Legend has it that their summer house will continue to claim the lives of the Wickersham men until their bloodline is eradicated.
You said men. Why men?
Don't know. It's just the legend.
Well, I don't put much stock in legends. In my head, I'm an artist, but my feet are firmly grounded in reality.
Any artist worth their salt relies on their instincts. What do your instincts tell you about me?
Oh, that you're a caring, sensitive woman.
Baloney. Your head tells you I'm a crackpot, but I'm old and must be sweet, so don't offend. So what do your instincts really tell you?
That you've had a life of pain, of disappointment, anger. But you're at peace now.
Something deeper.
You're sick.
My instincts were right about you. I'd love to see your art sometime.
George, you're a broker, not a carpenter. Think maybe we should wait till Peter comes out to help?
I think I can climb a ladder as well as Peter can.
Yeah, but you don't look as good doing it.
No, just wait a minute. George may have a mini keg instead of
Oh.
a 6-pack, but I think he looks pretty good to me.
Well, thank you, sweetheart. Now, could you pass me the cordless drill if you're not too busy over there?
Anyway. I was thinking that the students could each make dinner 1 night a week, Monday through Thursday, and then Friday I'll cook. Saturdays is fend for yourself because I figure that they'd want to go into town for the weekend.
No, that sounds great. I mean, the only problem really I see is Peter.
Why? Why's he a problem?
Well, Nikki, I think he's the wrong kind of inspiration for a secluded group of young female co-eds.
I heard that.
Would you please stop? Do you know how hard it was to get him to say yes?
Oh, Nikki, I bet it was.
Oh my God! George! 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 Oh my God, George! Check if he's breathing! I can't tell. He needs...
I got a call the other day from Gary Hansen. You remember him from your show?
No, not really.
Well, he was asking about you. He said, whatever happened to that promising... Did you hear what I said?
The female Andrew Wyeth.
That is a compliment, Nikki. Listen, Nikki, I'm saying this as a friend and not as an art dealer. You need to start painting again.
I can't.
I'm not pretending to understand your grief. God knows if my husband was in a coma for a month, I couldn't leave my house. But I am not an artist, Nikki, and you are. And the way that artists deal with life, the good and the bad, is through their art. George wouldn't want you to stop painting, no matter what. Honor him with your gift.
Finished up the bedrooms at the top floor of the servants' quarters.
Thanks, Peter. You didn't have to do that.
No, it's no big deal.
I really wish you'd let me pay you for your work, Peter.
Not a chance. You gonna finish it?
I don't know yet.
Well, for what it's worth, I think you should. It will only raise the value of the place when you enjoy selling.
What is that?
timing really sucks, Nikki.
It's not too late to call, is it?
Actually, 5 minutes later would have been better. What's up?
Well, I'm in Maine, on the island. I decided to finish the retreat.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
No. But I think I needed it somehow. Anyway, I really wanted to talk to you, and I'm gonna be in Boston tomorrow, and I was hoping that we could do breakfast.
How about lunch? I'm gonna be working late.
Yeah, the cafe, 2 o'clock.
Sounds good. See you tomorrow. Yeah, don't make a liar to me.
Everything looks all right. We'll see what the blood tests turn up, but at this point, I wouldn't worry about it.
I have never gotten dizzy like that before, Dr. Burke.
You're under a lot of stress, which is normal considering George's condition. Have you been eating regularly?
Yeah, not really.
Why don't we start there? 3 meals. Daily vitamin. Take it easy, and I'll call you when I get the results off your blood work.
I found it in this creepy room hidden behind a stone wall.
What is it?
I'm not sure, but I'm gonna take it to Professor Shockley. I'm pretty sure that it belonged to George's distant grandfather, the one that built the summer house. And I found it with this glass plate negative of a woman. It must be over 100 years old. And look at this.
It's sweet. You know what? I remember taking this.
Margie, look close. Behind me and George.
What? Creepy little room?
No, look at the shadow behind us. Doesn't it look like a shape? Like there's a person standing behind us?
No. All I see is a room.
It's a shipping ledger. So what exactly is it used for?
It's the way a ship's captain kept track of his shipping transactions. The list of items are logged under the date they're acquired here. This is where it was paid for here, the number of the item, and the location where it was purchased.
So these dates, 1854, 1855, those were the actual dates that they were written?
Well, assuming it's authentic, and it appears to be. Have you read through the whole ledger?
No, I haven't.
Well, it's in incredible shape.
Well, I found it in a sealed strong box.
Look at this. Oftentimes, this type of captain would make log notes in the ledger like this. High winds made for a quicker turn around the Horn. Lost crewman Joyce to a bout of scurvy. It's not exactly Hemingway, but it might make for some interesting reading. And there may also be some monetary value to it based on the history it's documenting.
Oh my God.
What's wrong?
Professor Shockley, please tell me I'm reading this wrong.
Well, you're not reading it wrong. And I don't think there's any question that it's of historical value now. Does your husband know about this?
No. No, I don't. I think he would have told me if he knew that his family was buying and selling slaves.
I mean, there's no way you could have known, Nikki. I mean, selling slaves is not something George would have kept from you.
I know. It was a secret that Jebediah tried to bury, and that's why it was hidden in this wall. George didn't know. But maybe someone did. What if the legend of this house being haunted is somehow tied to Jebediah's secret? The glass negative.
What?
Remember, I told you about it in Boston.
Yeah.
What if the person in that glass negative is somehow tied to the spirit that's haunting this house? I need to make a print of it.
I haven't seen one of these in decades. Where did you get it?
I found it at the summer house.
Do you know who it is?
No, I was hoping that maybe you could tell me that. Can you make a print off of something this old?
I guess. It's a bit tricky, but I've done it before. I should have a few by tomorrow.
I found a ledger that indicates that Jebediah Wickersham was buying and selling slaves.
Oh, my lands.
Now, my instincts tell me that it's all tied to the curse. I know this sounds weird, and I haven't told anyone, not even my best friend Margie, but I feel like the curse has a hold of George.
That doesn't sound weird at all.
I feel like if I can figure out a way to make restitution for the Wickersham's transgressions, this curse, or this spirit, whatever it is, will give me my George back.
I'll do whatever I can to help.
You don't think it's dangerous for me to stay out there, do you? The legend says that the curse is tied to the bloodline. But I'm not a Wickersham by birth.
Your instincts are better than mine. I don't question them. And I don't think you should.
Where's the hammer?
Hello? Hello?
Come on, Nikki, where are you? I don't know, she must not have it with her.
That's no biggie. She's probably already back on the island. We'll just check around town when we get there.
Don't do it. Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. Somebody there? Who's there? Somebody there? Who's there?
What are you doing in here?
I was just looking for a hammer and the door shut on me.
It looks like somebody locked it from out here.
It's impossible. I was the only one here.
It was so dark in there. I think it just started to mess with my mind. I swear to you, I started to hear voices.
What kind of voices?
Margie, it was like there was a woman weeping, like crying, pleading for help or something.
Oh, my God, I would have totally freaked out.
Where were you guys? I thought you were gonna be back sooner.
Well, we tried to call your cell, but you didn't pick up. Peter wanted to show me some of the sights of Shoal Harbor.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
How were they?
Yeah, we didn't make it past the high school makeout spot at Baker's Bluff. The guy has got a PhD in kissing. Nikki, I hate to bail on you, but I have to be in Boston for a meeting the day after tomorrow. My agent just called me this afternoon. Sorry.
Of course. No. Yeah, I get it. I totally understand. It's fine.
I'm leaving in the morning. Why don't you just come with me? I hate the idea of you going out there by yourself.
It's fine. I could just have Peter stay with me until you get back.
Yeah, I hate that even more.
The curse is against the Wickersham bloodline, and George is in Boston, so I'll be fine.
Come here.
I'm simply a merchant dealing in goods. These people are savages taken from jungles and put in homes. How bad can it be for them? I'm reluctant, but they offer so much money I can't say no. I know it's wrong, but the woman moves me like no other. She is called Kamika, the daughter of a king, and she rouses the most basic passion in me. I want to own her as much as I want her to want me.
Hello.
Nikki, this is Dr. Burke. How are you feeling?
Good. Very good, actually. I haven't felt faint since I've been here. Hope you're not calling with bad news.
I am calling with news. We just got your blood test back, and it looks like you're pregnant. Nikki? Are you there?
Yeah.
Now you'll have to come in for a checkup and start on prenatal vitamins.
Are you sure?
100%. You're pregnant. Congratulations.
Is it a boy or a girl?
I don't know yet. It's too soon to tell.
What do you want? Boy or girl?
I want to be able to share whatever it is with George. I just want it to be healthy.
I wish you would come with me.
I'm gonna be fine, Margie. I just need to figure out the mystery behind this Wickersham curse, and then I'll be back in Boston the very next day.
Okay.
Oh. Sorry. Hello?
Nikki, I made a print off your glass plate. I think you should see this.
I'm just at the cafe with Margie right now, but I can be there in a few minutes.
I'll put on a fresh pot of coffee. Just come right in. Considering the age, we're lucky it's as clear as it is. I made the enlargements so as to get a better look at the details.
It's amazing.
Do you recognize the building she's standing in front of?
It's the servants' quarters on the island.
Right.
I wonder who she is.
That's anybody's guess. There's something else I want you to have a look at. Right there.
Oh my God. It's the brooch. It's the Wickersham family brooch.
It certainly is.
Why is that a big deal? I mean, maybe she was a Mrs. Wickersham.
It's Kamika.
Who?
She's an African princess that Jebediah wrote about in his ledger. I need to get back to the island.
Whoa, hold on. Nikki, I think this is getting a little too complicated for someone in your condition.
Margie?
You're pregnant?
I just found out.
Certain crystals are charged with an energy that is directly in tune with a person's life force. And that energy can be tapped into if one understands the power of it.
You really think that crystal can tell the sex of an unborn child?
The energy of the child and the energy of the crystal will interact, causing it to spin. Clockwise for a boy, counterclockwise for a girl.
Well, what if it's both?
Shh. clockwise. It's a boy.
Nikki, it's wonderful. No, it's not. What are you talking about? It's a Wickersham. He's the last of the bloodline.
You're afraid of the curse.
But the baby's not born yet. I mean, how can the curse possibly know it's a boy? I could be wrong.
Hello?
Hey, Nikki, it's Peter. Listen, I'm not gonna make it out there tonight, so there's no need to come pick me up.
What's the problem?
Well, there's a storm coming, and I gotta get this roof patched before it hits.
Okay, well, I'll just meet you at the dock at 9 in the morning. I'll give you the keys.
9 it is. Lock it up out there tonight. It's gonna be a rough one.
Yeah, okay. Bye.
The idea of owning her fills me with passion I can barely contain. I will log her died in transit, then take her home. The house for the servants I plan to employ will be where I keep her until she offers herself to me of her own free will. Kamika refuses my advances. It's her proud heritage as the daughter of a king. My wife has discovered my secret and left me no choice but to kill Kamika.
Oh, no, not tonight. Not tonight. She was brought here as a slave. I think that the curse is tied to the necklace she's wearing somehow.
Your instinct may be right. This brooch is a symbol of royalty to a number of African tribes.
Well, he wrote that she was a princess.
Then this is the equivalent of the crown jewels, with tremendous value to the family.
Valuable enough that it would allow her spirit to seek revenge if it were stolen?
I'm an anthropologist, not a spiritualist. But if I were so disposed, I would think that the emotion tied to such a powerful piece of jewelry would lend itself to revenge at any cost.
I need your help, George. The curse that's haunted your family is now our son's legacy. Kamika's hatred allows her to cross beyond her world into this one. I know she's holding on to you, George. I know she's keeping you from coming back to me. I need to break this curse. I need to end it for you. For our son. But I need your love to guide me. Can't do this on my own. He strangled her with his bare hands and then he buried her on the island somewhere.
Oh, my lads.
I've been researching afterlife activity and what would cause a spirit to haunt a house. Every source that I've read says that a violent or tragic death would cause the victim to stay here.
I'd say this qualifies.
Now, they're not all malevolent, but I would say that his treatment of Kamika would certainly justify her rage.
Listen to me, Nikki. There are no guarantees in the spirit world. You've got to leave this place and never come back.
I can't do that. I can't risk losing my baby.
You could lose his life and yours if you go back to that island. And the history of that family would indicate that that's the most possible outcome. Do you understand that?
It's not something I want to do, Virginia. It's something I have to do for my husband and my son. Every instinct I have in my body tells me the spirit has a hold of George. He needs me to do this, and I'm not gonna let my fear condemn him.
This is a very powerful crystal. It promotes positive energy and repels negative energy.
I'll get it back to you soon. Where are you, Kamika? Is that an invitation? thought she had a baby. He killed her and her bloodline. Rest in peace, Kamika. I'm so sorry.
Please don't look at it yet. It's so bad.
Well, you're not painting for me, Bobby Ann. You're painting for you. Trust your instincts. It's really nice. Keep going.
Thanks, Nikki.
Yeah.
Here's Georgie 5, all changed with a nice dry diaper.
Thank you, Auntie Jenny. Hi, handsome.
They are.
Pretty.
Oh,
You?
this came for you yesterday, but I wanted to give it to you myself.
Hey, what brings you out?
I heard you guys were having a symposium out here.
Do you even know what that means?
It's the Greek word for a drinking party.
I got it.
What?
It's the grant check for the Wickersham Island Summer Artist Retreat.
Yes. Nice.
Well, I think we should have a symposium.
Yes, we should.
You are amazing. Not only do you turn a haunted island to a haunt for starving artists, but you saved my life. Not bad for a woman who had to find the courage to show her own art.
Well, I'd rather take on a angry ghost than a jaded art critic any day.
No.